and we'll move up with them. So look at that bounce, man. The engine on this is so powerful, it's just got that suspension going crazy. Yeah, so aiming is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, let's rip and dip. Let's get in the fight. So I assume we can fire different types of ammunition, as it tells us that we have HE in the lower right corner. I'm also assuming we can have command of the coaxial and the other types of machine guns mounted on any tank or IFV. And I'm also going to assume that with the research, we might be able to research other types of Humvees, for example, Humvees that allow us to, you know, have 40mm grenade launchers or tow launchers, maybe different types of MGs on there. Having the heavy Browning is a really nice thing to have. Oh, got some contact here. Oh, is that an enemy vehicle? Oh, damn. RPG's coming in, maybe.
Enemy down.
Wow, they're all out in the open. Holy damn. Never mind, fall back. Too many. Look at the suspension just bouncing like crazy, even though we're just in a reverse. Oh man.
Tango down.
Oh, now we're getting kills. Get 'em, boys. Let's go.
Target eliminated. Engaging enemy.
Well, many years ago on this channel, we played a game called Freeman Guerrilla Warfare, and in that game you were able to command entire squads and take individual command of each person to fight it out in the battlefield during times of strife and civil war. Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to a new game coming soon to Steam in its entirety, but available now as a demo known as Total Conflict Resistance. This game, just as I mentioned before, allows you to take command of individual soldiers in battalions, as well as vehicles too, to fight it out in a world that seems to be like Eastern or Southeastern Europe after the collapse of the Soviet Union, although this is all entirely fictional, aside from a lot of the weapons and vehicles that you'll see. Well, this game again available until, I believe, October 10th for Steam's next event. It could go past that, but if you're interested in this one, make sure you download it today. And of course, smash that like button to support the channel. Glory to RAPTORIA down below in the comments section. And of course, as always, subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the demo section of the game. There'll be a lot of information coming at us, but we're going to take a look at just simply some of the gameplay aspects to it, as there is a hell of a lot of lore and information about the civil wars and the border conflicts going on between these nations, and all sorts of different information related to deployment and defenses and battalions and supply and research. And that's actually pretty cool. As the war goes on, we can research more things for our people, and the more territories that we capture, similar to like what you would expect in Total War, to kind of be present. So we have all sorts of different research that we can conduct over time. Keep in mind that it's a demo, so a lot of things here might be either locked because they simply don't exist, or because they don't want us to use it in a demo. But we do have access to tons of artillery. We have troop transports and infantry fighting vehicles and all sorts of things that we can utilize. Humvee, for example, being our transporter, LAV-25, or even a tank, M1A1 there. Pretty cool. Ammunition types and also weaponry, so pretty neat. So right now we're playing as these people from Sambro, but there's all these different nations here that we eventually can invade and take over, and just like in Total War, many of these other top-down games, we can go ahead and capture these territories to gain more funding or more recruits and more supplies in order to complete more research to eventually clear out all the other enemies from the field. So you can see all the different types of flags for these nations, or resistance forces, or guerrillas. But today we're going to go ahead and grab one of these divisions here. We have a tank division down here, the 11th Battalion, and we'll go ahead and kind of, I don't know, travel towards the enemy and see if we can find a fight. Here we have a few, wow, quite a few infantry units with all sorts of different rifles, everything from bolt action to FAMAS to even artillery and tank units, possibly even mortars and more. So it's certainly a game where you can't just rush into battle and fight out a battle. You can certainly use auto-resolve, but all those supplies there will be important. So not only do we have to win the battles, but we also have to win the major war, which is the war of attrition. All right, let's go ahead and get our units to attack then.
Roger.
And we'll go ahead and move into several different positions at once. Looks like there's an enemy up here trying to, rebels actually trying to take one of our supply depots there. So let's go ahead and move in against them, and we'll try to take some of their supply depots, those barns being where we can get supply and such. Go ahead and hold our capital here, I believe, of Faro. And let's go ahead and see how things play out. So yeah, total war-like, where we can kind of take turns in commanding all of our units. But here we go. Now we got some action up here at Boa Vista. Looks like a little train station. Let's go ahead and take manual control of the battle and see if we can win it out. So it looks like the enemy has 3 vehicles, so do we, and 40 troops, and so do we. So it's a rather even fight in terms of numbers. But let's see how it is against more advanced tactics and, of course, better weaponry. Let's go. Alright, a nighttime battle. So for demonstration purposes, we're just going to goof around a little bit and just see what's available here. Got ourselves some infantry fighting vehicles and Humvees and such, and a full squad of dudes ready to go. We can give commands by right-clicking and then basically telling them to move to a position with one. So like, for example, move here and right-click, and then everyone will move out. We can command multiple squads. We can give the LAV commands too. Pretty sweet. Ooh, wow. Damn, that guy was kitted out in jammies. Look at this. Whoa, nice. We can tip over trees. Damn, okay. Didn't know we could do that. Anyway, we can give all of our units orders to move forward, and they'll actively attack move to the enemy. We can also tell them to follow us, and we can also get inside of vehicles too. Let's go ahead and jump in one of these vehicles here and take command. I think if we just look at it, I think we can press H and or get close to it and take command that way. Let's see. Nope. Well, wait a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go. Whoa, whoa. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. First day in the war. Sorry. Sorry, first day. Okay, so anyway. Oh, here we go. Action's popping off a little bit. Probably a bad idea for these vehicles to have their headlights on, but it's cool. BTR. Whoa, damn. And we should be able to change squad members and give other orders and such. Oh my god, light it up, boys. Get frickin' wrecked, dude. Alright, let's take control of this. You might want to hop off, boys. Let's rip and dip, brother. Get in the war. Wow, so we can transport troops on the back sides of vehicles and give them orders to jump off. I've noticed the suspension in this game is really loose, so vehicles will just bounce all around when you're on the road and stuff. But for a demo, it's pretty damn good. Let's see if we can tip over a tree. Okay, so whatever tipped over a tree earlier must have been a tank. We must have one of those in our command. We might have a like a Patton or something like that in our command. That's not going to feel good. All right, reloading. Are the boys still on?
Enemy down.
Nope.
Enemy down.
They got off.
Tango down. Target eliminated.
Wow, our boys are really making a killing now. Vehicle's got to be disabled somehow. Let's find a tank and see if we can deal with this.
Target eliminated, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see if we can play as a vehicle here. Or not. We'll just play as a bolt-action rifle. Ah, here we go. LAV. There's that BTR from before.
Tango down. Open fire. Target eliminated.
That vehicle's got to go down, baby. Whoa, damn. Wow, nicely done, boys. My enemy's down to just 30 troops. Oh, another BTR. Rip and dip, brother. Damn, that looks cool. Nighttime battle is sweet. We need to be able to change ammo types. We're at primary HE. Vehicle like this should definitely work, though, against enemy vehicles. Reloading.
Enemy down.
Got his ass. Target eliminated. Oh, is that another one? Yep. The vehicle driving is a hell of a lot of fun. It's nice to be able to switch on the fly, just for fun, to be able to jump between command of different soldiers. This would be a great co-op game, too. Infantry to our left.
Enemy down.
Thing bounces all around, man. It's hard to aim.
Target eliminated. Tango down.
Whoa, damn, was that an RPG? What the hell? Did that hit? Oh, shit. Wow, I wouldn't imagine a flash grenade working on a vehicle. But regardless.
Enemy down.
Wow. Dude, freaking awesome. Wait, was that fully loaded? That was fully loaded with troops. RPG got us there. That's awesome, dude.
Eliminated.
Let's try some other stuff out. So we should have tanks, too. Let's try...
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's give our commands to
Roger
go
that.
over that way. Let's go, go, go.
Roger.
Rush into the fight this time. Yeah, so it looks like when you take direct command of a vehicle, too, you have to do everything, but you're not allowed to aim and shoot at the same time in third person, so you got to kind of do that in first person. Kind of cool how there's not markers on friendly units either. You need to identify before you actually take a shot, but... Wow, is that guy shooting a long-range shotgun? It's an absolute mess, and it's actually realistic that way for rebels and things like that. Like, you know, if you're fighting a war of resistance, if you're being invaded in your militia, you got to kind of use whatever you got, and some people with you are not going to be so intelligent. Looks like the Humvee there was destroyed. Looks like there was like 6 people in that Humvee for what could be just 4. Alright, let's go prone here. And
Enemy down.
enemy down. So obviously, as the war goes on, we'll be able to get better equipment too, and we'll be able to buy more weapons, better attachments, better gear overall for our boys. Maybe night vision equipment, although not necessarily needed here.
Target eliminated.
Nice. All right, down to 14 rebels here. So yeah, I mean, just goofing, it's a hell of a lot of fun. If you're trying to be more strategic and tactical, you certainly can use those tactics to stay behind buildings, use cover, and move up from objective to objective.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Roger that.
Get our vehicles up here.
Yes, sir. Roger that. Sir, yes, sir.
And our infantry, too. I really enjoyed this about Freeman Guerrilla Warfare as well, although this feels a little more modern with its setting, although Freeman Guerrilla Warfare was a little more open and bland, although it had interesting factories and special areas to it. A lot of it was just kind of open fields and forests. They didn't have things like, for example, railroads and roads and buildings like this that kind of looked like they were part of a town. It was kind of just much more almost procedurally generated, where the landscape would be hilly with trees, but there wasn't power lines and actual residential buildings and such. Oh, damn, we're down. Aiden Howard got us. All right, let's see what else we got on our team. We got some AKs here.
Target eliminated.
Now, there should also be a way for us to play
Target eliminated.
in kind of a more tactical mode where it makes it more like an RTS, where we can actually give commands this way. So we can command our units. Our people are idiots. They'll drive vehicles right up there. I love it. Wait, is that... Oh, my God. They didn't even deploy. But anyway, regardless of that, what's really cool here is you got multiple ways to play. So, wait, we were defeated? Not everybody's dead yet, though. Ah, they must have retreated on the... Wait. The rebels lost 35. We lost 28. Okay. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that there's multiple ways to play where you can either go into command of like a squad lead and give orders to other squads, play as a vehicle, or give your top-down commands too. All right, that was just some goofing, some memeing. Let's use this 14th Battalion down here, actually, and engage rebels with heavy tanks now.
Roger that.
What fascinates me about this game, though, is how you can, of course, on the fly take command of other vehicles of different types, so infantry, fighting vehicles, transports, and tanks. But I think that's pretty phenomenal that you can actually just, you know, take command of whatever in a moment's notice, as the battle can change too. Oh, looks like they have a small infantry fighting vehicle here. So there's 50 soldiers with 4 vehicles, and there's 40 of us with 2 vehicles, which is great because we do have an M1. I hope there's actually other vehicles in this game too in the future, things like Leopard 2, or, you know, just throw in some random stuff. I mean, there are M60 patents and stuff, so why not have some T-64s and other things like that before they go extinct, if you know what I mean. Look at that, man. Badass. All right, well, let's try to play with a little bit more intelligence this time. Let's not lose our heads and try to do our best. Hopefully that guy doesn't die to death. Oh, boy. We still got these rebel forces, though, with just a mixed match of everything. But it looks badass, man. Really cool looking. All right, let's go ahead and push our forces forward.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try to take command of one of the tanks here and then give some orders. FAMAS here looking quite nice. This is just like a hunting shotgun. Eh, man, if you got him, shoot him. All right, let's see here.
Yes, sir.
Going to take command of these tanks.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, no, wow. We actually have smoke grenades, too. Damn. That's amazing. A little bit of a misclick from me, but that's awesome. You know, I could read all the controls and stuff here, but I find the discovery fascinating. I really like to be able to see what we can do just by trying it out. Much better than reading a lengthy tutorial. You saw all those, hey, read here if you don't want to die to death instructions. I'm a damn YouTuber. You think I'm going to read those damn instructions? Hell no. I'm going to wait for somebody to complain down below in the comment sections and then not read it. Oh, we can't tip over a tree? Come on, bruh. Wow, it's actually reversing me automatically. All right, well, let's get the boys up here. Let's go into first person. A little bit more of a battlefield mode, right? We can tip over this tree here. There we go. Hell yeah, brother. Rip and dip. All right, let's find the enemy, and then we'll bring our squads up. Luckily, we have a tank, so we should be a little bit resilient. Should be a way to change our ammo type here. Let's see. So I think we can actually give our squads command on how to move too. Like if we right click, we can tell them to prone, crouch, or stand either when they get there or as they're moving to that position.
Affirmative.
Alright, this is a good spot to watch for some action. Unfortunately, we don't have any zoom with this tank either. Turret to first time feels good. I like how we can kind of use the commander's view here a little bit to look for targets while the gun is also turning. Alright, friendly IFVs are up here.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, let's tell everybody to move up a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
You guys on the left.
Roger. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys on the right.
Affirmative.
I guess another cool thing about this too is we can do the total war tactic, which is we can also wait for the enemy to come to us. We don't have to just rush into battle. We could take up an ambush position or an elevated position and kind of just flank the enemy as they're using a road or taking cover behind a house. Nice, the boys are actually coming up crawling. Good. Oh, that's cool to see, man. Now, it'll be nice to actually see helicopters and aircraft, too. I'm not sure if in later game we can call in, like, an airstrike, but that would be pretty phenomenal when the battles are getting up into hundreds of troops and there's, like, a factory battle or something like that where we can call in a strike on that. Let's go ahead and call our tanks up now. And we'll move up with them. So look at that bounce, man. The engine on this is so powerful, it's just got that suspension going crazy. Yeah, so aiming is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, let's rip and dip. Let's get in the fight. So I assume we can fire different types of ammunition, as it tells us that we have HE in the lower right corner. I'm also assuming we can have command of the coaxial and the other types of machine guns mounted on any tank or IFV. And I'm also going to assume that with the research, we might be able to research other types of Humvees, for example, Humvees that allow us to, you know, have 40mm grenade launchers or tow launchers, maybe different types of MGs on there. Having the heavy Browning is a really nice thing to have. Oh, got some contact here. Oh, is that an enemy vehicle? Oh, damn. RPG's coming in, maybe.
Enemy down.
Wow, they're all out in the open. Holy damn. Never mind, fall back. Too many. Look at the suspension just bouncing like crazy, even though we're just in a reverse. Oh, man. Nice shot with the RPG, dude. Alright, let's go in with infantry now. I think infantry is going to be a little bit more fleshed out, to be honest, as the vehicles bounce all around. But it's really great that they have smoke rounds and such. In fact, we could have deployed that there on the pullback, but... you know, actually, we should only have one other vehicle. Although it shows that we have multiple. Looks like we have almost 8 armored vehicles, although it told us 2. Maybe those are reserves we can call up somehow. Whoa.
Tango down. I'm under heavy fire. Tango down.
Iron sights is rough, man. Nice. Ah, we actually have some tow launchers on the side of that vehicle there.
Target spotted. Target down.
Oh, enemy vehicle moving. God, I hope that was enemy. Wow. AI is a crack shot for sure. I like how they show you how you got killed and how far it is too. Is that an East German helmet that guy had? Everybody's facing this way, but I think the war is this way, boys.
Medic.
I wonder, do we actually have a compass view? Well, we have our strategy view. But I love the concept. Things look great, and I do like the ability to just go in and just have fun and blow stuff up for no reason. And being able to deploy troops like that, and being able to, you know, like be able to tell a vehicle to move into a position offload the troops and then possibly pull back. Those would be some of the greatest options here in this game, I think, to be able to win the war. Looks like we can only give squad-based commands, but we can't give individual unit commands.
Tango down.
And it looks like you're really going to want to use both of these modes in conjunction to be able to see everything going on. Almost like a drone view
Yes, sir.
of the battlefield at large. We can see an enemy
Tango down.
transport there escaping. We command individual
yes, sir.
units.
Enemy down.
Not quite.
Affirmative.
Let's take the hill.
I'm under heavy fire.
Get up there, pal.
Opening fire.
And we can see our squad lead from earlier, the character we took command of.
Roger that.
Try to give orders this way.
Opening fire.
Can we give waypoints?
Tango down.
Yeah, so that troop transport destroyed with a lot of infantry in it. There's got to be a way from this mode to be able to do that too. Wait, just hold still.
Open fire. Sir, yes, sir.
Enemy vehicle.
Sir. Opening fire. Enemy down.
Wow, nice.
Target in range. Enemy down. Roger. Tango down.
Wow, this is cool, man. Yeah, with a bit more practice and learning all the, of course, we know the capabilities of these vehicles in real life. But learning the commands in order to do that in the game will be lots of fun over time to see what you can do, what you can't do. We're down to 16 men. Enemy has 32. But I don't think the numbers matter too much here. Like, for example, if we're special forces, if we get a special forces unit that gets special weapons or vehicles, a force of 10 versus like 30, if they were to eliminate them all, would be phenomenal. But I also think the AI is quite intelligent that's against us. It has the ability to shoot us from a very long range. So some balancing will be fun. But in terms of a first-person shooter, it would be nice to be able to see a direction on screen and, you know, basically our bearings and some functionality for seeking medical aid and having medics and squads and things like that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Tab also opens our view for that. Wow. The hell? They have like a UN Humvee there. I love it, man. Another defeat. So what constitutes a defeat here? I guess the enemy lost 43 of their troops. Wait, didn't they? Wasn't it 40 to 30? I don't know. Anyway, in order to capture the settlement, we just need to eliminate enemy forces there. Then I believe it'll push the front line forward, and then we'll capture whatever equipment happens to be there. Then we can spend it on research over time. So we'll have to invest research points or resources into research, and then time too. So like 20 days for the RPG-7. A lot of things are disabled in the demo. So it looks like a lot of things are kind of already unlocked. I don't think a Beretta 92F, sorry boys, I don't think that's going to change the outcome of the war so far. But it is cool that there are supply trucks. I'm wondering if this will actually matter in the daily fight of the war, not necessarily each individual battle. This would be great to bring troops to the front line, but once you start a battle, your troops are kind of already in it, and you can just kind of go around. But it is cool to see everything from Strikers and MRAPs and M60s. And looks like we're against more Soviet-era equipment, so things like the BTR that we saw earlier, but also Humvees and such, too, like a mixed match of other things as well. But it would be cool to have access to a lot more vehicles with different capabilities. And it is cool that the infantries, all the different types of troops from any of the armies, will actually mount onto vehicles and such. We'll just need to learn some more commands to do that. So let's go into one final battle now for fun, Just learning how things work and showing off that it's actually seemingly in depth, and hopefully it matches that in the future. We have some more armies here to command. 1st Battalion, we can send them down here.
Affirmative.
And let's go probably with the 22nd, though. The 26th Battalion. We'll start production too, so we can make more vehicles and also more infantry too. We can train and do things like that. There must also be the ability to repair and possibly do some more things for maybe uprising and partisan type battles. We'll have to see. Alright, my favorite though so far has been commanding a vehicle, so let's do that. We'll try to take a vehicle and actually not die to death here. But this is a great thing about the demo, to just experience it and have fun with no real consequences. I mean, you can't even play a full campaign, so whether you're, you know, getting 700 million kills, not going to really matter too much. Alright, let's take command of a M242, M420C, LAV here. 25mm with a 7.62, yeah. So we don't have the ability to launch tows, I'm imagining. I don't think so. Wow, it's 40 versus 100.
Tango down.
Night vision would be nice here. Well, that was close. What? Wait, did that go through the house? Wait a minute. Enemy special forces. Wait, that's literally in our lines. Boys. It's literally right here. Wait, what? Good job, boys. How the hell was he right here? This is literally our starting point.
Fire.
Well, I guess we are attacking.
Open fire.
Technically, we're evading, so since we're invading, maybe the enemy gets a chance to put their stuff up first. Whoa, okay.
I'm under heavy fire.
Got binoculars there.
Fire!
No, we can't loot. Can't loot enemy soldiers, I think. I just pressed F and now I have a shotgun, but I can't take his RPG.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
He must have had more than one round.
Yes, sir.
No, maybe not then. Well, luckily this is bulletproof. Get him, boys. Or not. I'm glad we have the best AI in the world. What the hell? I can't pick up the old rifle. Here we go. Now we got something nice. now we're getting kills. Get them, boys! Let's go!
Target eliminated. Engaging enemy. Team member under heavy fire. Target spotted.
Wow. Enemy AI is absolutely genius. Another defeat. No surprise there, though. Damn. That is extreme bias, my man. Enemy troops have so much intelligence, and this is just like our first group that we're encountering. I think some things will need some more balancing, since we really can't like produce much before we attack. We make some ammunition here, but that's not going to turn the tide of battle. But I like the concept here, working our way through multiple different factions and different districts and regions with different types of landscapes, mountainous, city terrain, and of course different factions that might have different equipment too, and different experience, with this being the, I guess this is where all special forces retire. This is a retirement home for everybody who's a Navy SEAL or any sort of like Delta Force. Everybody's there. Jeez. But hey, I like the concept of it, and I hope you check this out for yourself and give it a try and learn all the nuances of this game. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching. This is definitely a game that I want to get into when I can actually play the full game and really get in depth with it. But here I'm just goofing and memeing, dreaming, and scheming as I just try to, you know, figure out how the hell things work. Looks like there's a lot of options, a lot of potential here, and it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun to play again and again, especially if we get to start in different districts and be different factions. Kind of cool. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for leaving a like. Thanks for all the support, kindness, and positivity. Hope you have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.